What's going on, TW fans? Thomas and Jake here, and welcome to this special What's New at Tackle Warehouse. It is 4th of July, but not just that. What else we got going on, Costa?
It's episode 300.
Episode 300! That is awesome. We are super excited, as you can tell. And look, you guys, we love freedom. We both fought for it. What do we love just as much as freedom?
Well, we know we both love bass fishing.
We love bass fishing. Well, fortunately for us, we got a bunch of new ICAST early releases to share with you guys that are gonna help you get out in the water and do just that, bass fish. First up, we got a new one from Cashion, a whole new series of rods. Cashion teamed up with John Cruz again. We had the John Cruz series before, but now we got the Icon John Cruz series. So this one's made with an innovative carbon fiber pre-preg and also a specially designed resin. What that's gonna do is a few things. Increase your sensitivity, decrease your weight, and do both of those without affecting durability. I mean, that's what I call a win-win-win. Now, we got premium components on this thing, topped off with a series of American Tackle microwave guides. That's gonna give you excellent line management, quiet cast, long cast, accurate cast. As we move down here, we got your hook keeper, and it's an exposed hook keeper too, so if you guys like having your plastics already pre-set up with your hook, not a problem, you can just hook it up right there. And then we have the American Tackle reel seat, and then finished up with Cashion's signature carbon fiber split grips. I like these a lot. What do you think about these carbon fiber split grips?
I remember when I first started working here, checking out those Cashion rods, it was always something super unique, and I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, but when you actually get a hand on those and feel the grip on it, feel how tacky and comfortable it is, it's actually a sweet grip. So if you've never checked out one of these Cashion rods, definitely gonna wanna look into those.
Awesome, all weather performance, solid grip, a great rod. All right, what do you got for us?
All right, next up, we got new deep crank from Duel Hardcore. I know in that rod series there's a deep cranking rod. You might want to match that up with one of these new Duel Hardcore Bullet Crank 7. So I love deep cranking, especially in the summertime. Now is the time to be out there on those ledges, offshore, humps, deep points, things like that, getting on those big schools of bass when they're get fired up and you can just go to town on them. So this new Duel Hardcore crank, it's got this magnetic weight transfer in it. So it snaps down into the tail when you go to cast, so it flies like a bullet, like the name implies. And then when you start to reel, slides right down into place and you get that perfectly balanced swimming action. With this crank, it's a little bit more subtle than some of your other big, super deep cranks on the market. It's got a rattle, but it's not as obnoxious as some of the other deep cranks out there. Also, the action's gonna be a little tighter, but this thing's gonna get you down 20, 27 feet, way out there. 12, 14 pound line, you can get this crank down there deep. And when we got Chartreuse Blue, Mr. Signature Sharp Blue himself.
Schmidt's favorite, Sharp Blue.
Corey Schmidt's favorite, Sharp Blue, it gets bit, great summertime crank. So if you're looking for a new deep crank, this one from Duel Hardcore, you're definitely gonna wanna check that one out. What else we got here, Tom?
Well, that one's great. That one dives way deep down. Let's transition. Let's go to the top of the water. We got a new frog. I mean, 4th of July is here. That means frog fishing season is here. I mean, I love some topwater action. Some of the best topwater fishing is gonna be frog fishing. So we got a new one from Snag Proof. This is the Snag Proof Phat Frog, completely redesigned from nose to tail, legs, whatever you wanna call them, with some awesome features. Up front, they have a fully welded line tie. Now, I know in some of the older Snag Proof frogs, there'd be a little bit of a gap in that line tie with some of those braids. They can slip out, not anymore. Fully welded, that braid isn't going anywhere. You're gonna get more fish to the boat. Now you can see the bait itself has kind of a thinner profile to it. That is intentional. It's gonna give it more of a smooth tracking performance. They also moved the legs down farther to the back. It's just gonna make it walk a little bit easier, which I mean, that's a big part of frog fishing. On the underside, they have a little button weight. It's gonna make it sit nose up. So not only are you gonna get easier walking action, this thing is gonna jump into action with the first twitch of the rod. Now it's also made with a new unique injection process. So you're gonna get a more consistent frog. Everyone's gonna come out of the package the same. It's gonna be that same soft yet durable plastic that's gonna collapse easily and expose these really sharp, really stout frog hooks. Now it's also complete with a full 360-degree awesome paint job. Got a bunch of different color schemes on the website. Make sure to check them out so no matter what angle that bass is looking at these from, it's gonna look good, they're gonna bite. All right, you got some soft plastics for us?
Dude, we got a bunch of soft plastics.
Bunch of them.
So from Tackle HD, they've got a bunch of soft plastics coming out this year. This first one is the new Hawg Monster Worm. So as you can see, big 12-inch curly tail worm. You like throwing these worm stomps?
I love throwing those. Best, like deep structure in the summer, nothing better.
Yeah, this is the time to be out throwing the big worms, out like I said, deep fishing, Carolina rig, either a big Texas rig or even a big shaky head. These are where these worms excel. I love throwing a Carolina rig in the summertime as well, and these are the worms that you want to be throwing. So with theirs, so they got this long cylindrical body, so it cuts through the water. You can get it through brush piles and stuff really well. And then that ribbon tail on there, their ribbon tail is a little bit wider, a little bit more aggressive than all the other ribbon tails on the market. So if you're looking for one that's just gonna have a little bit more vibration and a stronger swimming action, check this one out. Everyone's out there throwing the big worms right now, and you just wanna change it up, maybe throw something just a little bit more aggressive, have just more action. Check this one out from Tackle HD. And then we got some more worms from Tackle HD. What else we got?
That's a good looking worm, but we got another one from Tackle HD. Similar, another kind of bigger worm. This is the Tackle HD needle worm. So we got an 8-inch profile on this one. So it's still gonna call in those big bass, but you can see it's got this aggressive taper. That aggressive taper makes it, I don't know, a little less intimidating. So not only are you gonna get those big kicker fish, those tournament check cashing fish, you're also gonna get the little ones as well. All that means is your rod is gonna be bent more often, and there's nothing we like better than some bent rods. So this new needleworm, it's got that tapered body as I mentioned earlier, so not only does that make it less intimidating, also gives it tremendous action. Every twitch of that rod, maybe a change in the current in the water, it's gonna give you a lot of action. Aggressive ribbing along this one, so it's gonna kind of disturb more water, grab more water as well. So just an awesome kind of hybrid between a Magnum and finesse worm at the same time. Another cool one from Tackle HD. All right, what do you got?
All right, so the last worm we got from Tackle HD, we got the new Ned Mite. So I know Tom likes the Ned rig. I mean, this is a nasty little worm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so they're building out their Helgermite series. They make them in I believe a 5 and an 8-inch model, but now they've downsized this down to I think it's a 3 or 3.5 inch. So they actually use a 3D scan of a real live Helgermite to build on. So they got a solid body up top, so it's gonna rig on a jig head just perfect. You can even throw this thing on a drop shot or something like that if you want, but it's gonna shine on that Ned rig jig head. And down on the tail, it's got that nice ribbing on there, so you're gonna get kind of that quivering action, and then all those little side legs on there, that's just gonna create that secondary motion that just helps trigger those lethargic fish, the ones that are real lure shy, especially in colder water. That little bit of just extra lifelike action might turn some of those lookers into biters. So just another finesse option to throw in the arsenal. Definitely want to have that for those tough days out there on the water. And I know we got one more top water, so what we got?
We sure do. We got another one again from Tackle HD. This is the Tackle HD Croaker frog. So I got lucky here. I got another frog to share with you guys. I like this one. A little bit different than the last one where it was hollow body. Now we got a soft body frog. Really smartly designed on this one. We have a slot on the bottom for your hook. That's gonna give you more positive hook sets. And then we have these raised edges on the top of the body. That's gonna help protect your hook point a little bit. So as you're buzzing this one across the surface, going in through weeds, vegetation, lily pads, it's gonna hang up less. That means less time rigging, more time fishing. On the bottom, we got a couple of legs that come through here with some 3D webbed feet. So just a really nice, realistic approach, and then a generous amount of plastic that creates almost like a paddle tail. So this thing's really gonna be buzzing. So I like it great, rigged on its own with an EWG hook, something stout. But I mean, another way, maybe on a buzzbait, what do you think about that? On the back of a buzzbait?
Definitely on the buzzbait. I mean, everyone's learning, putting the toads and soft plastic frogs onto those buzzbaits is definitely the way to go now. With the skirt, they don't run as good. They're a little bit harder to cast with that frog on there. You're adding weight. You just get more action. The fish just seem to bite it more. So, either by itself or on a buzzbait, definitely gonna want to throw that one in there.
Can't go wrong with this guy. All right, what do you got for us next?
All right, last up from Tackle HD. So we got a new color of their high def craw. So it's just a new color. We've had this bait for a couple years, and as you can see, super realistic craw. So it's another one of those 3D scans of an actual live crawdad, and they've done a couple things to get it to run right. But man, this thing looks awesome in the water. So Tackle HD makes a jig head for this. So you run it on a jig head. It's kind of like a shaky head, and it stands perfectly straight up in the water. So it stands perfectly up with its crawdad in that, the pinchers in that defensive position. But this new color, this Louisiana red, the bright red craw patterns have been hot the last few years. Everyone's coming out with them, and it seems like people are learning that bright red gets a lot of bites, especially in the early spring. So if you already use these craws, or you're just looking for something with that bright red pattern, Tackle HD's got you covered with that new Louisiana red high def craw.
One of my favorite colors.
All right, so what else we got?
We got some accessories for you. Cool. We got some new stuff from Do It. We have a couple new series of eyes. We have the Do It Attack series of eyes, and then we also have the Do It Hyper HD eyes. Now both of these are made with a durable epoxy resin, so they're not gonna chip, fade, break, fall off. Really, really easy to apply, and it's just gonna be a nice way to elevate your presentation. So if you're making your own lures, you definitely wanna check these out. Now the Attack series, not only do they have great colorways, but they also have some different shapes. You can get kind of more aggressive shapes with it. It's just something different than your fish haven't seen. You know, they've seen the same round eyes, cruise past them every time. Now you got a couple other shapes that you can look from. On the Hyper HD side of things, you get a photorealistic eye. So they took a picture of a fish's eye and they printed it out for you and covered it in epoxy. So it's as close to the real thing as you can get. A couple of great options from Do It. Now, are you making lures yourself?
I'm not, I guess, a lure maker. I'm more of a lure customizer.
There we go.
And you know, especially on like the big swim baits and stuff, some of those plastics, those 3D eyes tend to fall off after you bang them into a few rocks, or they just get beat up over time and that cheap plastic eye just doesn't look good anymore. These are awesome that they got them in those bigger sizes, and you can put them on like your big swim baits or any other bait, you know, and just get that more realistic profile out of them.
So not just for the lure makers out there, the customizers as well. Now, you got an accessory too, don't you?
Yeah, we got another accessory from Tackle Decals. So for all the OCD anglers out there, we know we try to keep everything super organized, and this is going to be a great tool to help organize all the tackle at home. We know that most of us have, you know, 20, 30, 100 boxes of tackle at home. And, you know, a lot of people are just using the old Sharpie, just writing it on there, you know, labeling the boxes. But, you know, we all know that fades over time. It wears off, and then you just have a bunch of scribbly marks on all your boxes.
Can't read them anymore.
Yeah, these actually have a permanent adhesive on there, permanent adhesive backing, so they are not going to come off. So they're gonna hold up. They're not going to fade on you. I believe this pack comes with 72 individual unique labels. So you can,
a lot of labels.
Yeah, you can go to town and label all your tackle and make it look good, organize it. There's nothing better than having all your tackle organized and know where everything is at, and just have it, you know, kind of a peace of mind type of thing. But just a better way to organize than the old Sharpie. If you guys like, you know, your OCD tackle junkies like us, you're definitely gonna want these. And the last thing we got here, so, well, not the last thing, last accessory type of thing. So we got some new fishing line from Fins. So this is another early ICAST release. They got two different lines. So we got their new Infinity, and they're building off, the new Infinity line is building off of their Pitch Black. So they have, they've had that out for a few years. Highly successful. There's been a lot of requests to make some more models of that. So with the Pitch Black, it's a braid that never fades. So instead of just a braid that's being woven together, then dyed and colored black, the individual fibers of Pitch Black it's colored black at the point of creation. So each individual fiber down to the core is colored black. So it's gonna hold its color forever.
Some serious
which is
science.
great. So building on that, this new Infinity is an 8-strand braid. So people are requesting, you know, having a smoother option. So Fins is answering the questions. You know, listen to the customer. So if you're looking for that smooth 8-strand braid and you want, you know, a line that's never gonna fade on you, silky smooth, the new Infinity is gonna be the way to go. And they got this new Fin Spin as well.
There we go.
For all the spinning rods. So what they've done with this is actually a 5-strand braid. So there's one core, and then there's 4 fibers wrapped around the outside of it. So what they've done with that, they've got the right amount of body and bounce on it, so it flies off the spinning rod, or it flies off your reel and it goes through the guides, and you're not going to have any issues with the line ballooning off your spinning reel and causing wind knots and tangling and line wraps and all that kind of business that happens with some of the braids out there. So it's not too stiff, but it's not too soft. So you're right in the middle, right where you want it. I think we got it in 15 to 30 or 10 to 35, and then we also got it in green and high vis yellow, which is my favorite.
Everything you need, yeah.
Yeah, so I love having the high vis, especially on the really, really light line on the spinning reel. So if you need some new spinning reel braid, definitely gonna check this one out from Fins.
I like it.
All right.
Well, let's take a look at some apparel. I think it's pretty clear I like looking good. I mean, look at this suit. Are you kidding me? Screams America. Well, let's take a look at some stuff that Costa's got us to keep you guys looking good too. First up, we got a bunch of new t-shirts from them. This one is gonna be their waving flag t-shirt. As you can see, it's got that nice patriotic look to it. Perfect for the 4th of July or any other summer barbecue, whatever you got. They also got some other t-shirts on here. We have the Echo, so just another great t-shirt, nice graphic logos on it. We have the Largemouth, so for you bass heads like us, got one on there with a fish. And then we also have this spinner t-shirt. Got a couple of spinning rods on this one. Just, you know, all angler designed graphics. They look great, they feel great, they're soft, they're lightweight, they're perfect for summer. I mean, kids are going back to school not too far from now. I know we just kicked off summer, but a good idea for them as well. So just awesome new t-shirts from Costa. What do you got?
All right, last piece of apparel. So again, want to look good out there in the summertime?
Oh yeah.
So we got some new glasses from Leupold. All right.
Oh, I like these.
Oh, these are sweet glasses.
Man,
How's it? We thought you were working next week.
What's cracking, peeps? I just want to celebrate America with you
Love
guys.
me some America.
Getting to stealing a dog here.
Yes, sir. This will get you bit.
Ah, I like it.
And he's stealing a bait.
You're taking that too? All right,
Well, we
Trey,
lost
see you on
the
the
bait.
water.
Well, we know where that one's going.
Yeah.
All right, so from Leupold, we got these new glasses. If you're not familiar with Leupold, Leupold is legendary in the optics market. Been making scopes and binoculars and spotting scopes and all kinds of stuff like that for the military and the hunting side of things for decades. Actually, the very first rifle scope I ever bought, I believe, a sophomore in high school, almost 20 years ago, and I still have it. It still works just as good as it does today as it does the first day I bought it. So you know when you're buying something from Leupold, you're buying something super high quality that's going to last forever.
Well, you're buying it for life.
Yeah, you are. So these glasses, 100% made in America. They are super lightweight. They all feature super high quality polycarbonate lenses. So there's an argument to go back and forth, polycarbonate lenses versus glass lenses. Leupold goes with the polycarbonate because they believe, that shatter resistance and safety, for sure, the most important. They got all these different frames and a bunch of different lens colors, so suited for different situations, low light, out in the ocean, out hiking around, shooting, things like that. So since it's Leupold, all these frames and the lenses actually are all ballistic rated, so they're all rated to take ballistic impacts. So you're gonna be super safe wearing them. So if you want some crossover glasses for fishing, you go hunting a lot, you need some from work, you work outside in construction, you need safety glasses. A bunch of these are ANSI certified. Another cool thing that I like about their lenses is the polarization is actually fused in between the layers of the lens. So since it's fused in there, that polarization is never going to wear off or fall, fade away or anything like that, or get scratched.
Yeah.
So that polarization is going to be on there for life. So just awesome glasses. Like I said, Leupold been making quality products for decades. So their glasses are no different.
Oh yeah, and I love those polycarbonate lenses. You and I spend a lot of time in the woods together.
Yeah.
Not only are they ballistically rated, which is great, they're lightweight too.
Yeah, they are
you can wear these
ultra lightweight.
all day, hiking as many miles as you want, and it's not going to wear you down. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, check all these new glasses out from Leupold. I believe we have 6 or 7 different frame styles, and I believe 4 or 5 different lens options. So they got you covered on all bases.
Yeah.
And I believe we got one more thing out there for you, Tom.
We do have one more thing.
New special one.
What do you know? Another frog. Y'all have heard of the Decals Sprinkler frog. Well, we got a new one for you. This is a Tackle Warehouse exclusive. This is the Tackle Warehouse Sparkler Frog. Starts with that delicious hollow body frog up top, but it transitioned to a super innovative sparkler in the back. This thing is gonna call bass in from a long way off. Low light, no problem. No light, if you're night fishing, no problem. Stained, murky, dirty water, got you covered with the Sparkler Frog. This thing is awesome. Bass are gonna love it too, because not only are they getting dinner, they're getting dinner and a show. An explosive new product, exclusive at Tackle Warehouse.
All right, Tom, I think it's starting to smell like freedom in here.
I think so.
Dogs are done.
Woo.
We're gonna crack ourselves some cold ones.
Love it.
So hopefully everyone enjoys themselves a nice 4th of July weekend. Everyone stays safe out there. Thanks for tuning in to episode 300. For more information, purchase the products seen here today, make sure to click shop or link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about. Cheers.
Happy 4th of July. Oh shit, we did it in one.